Hey, what's up, everybody? I hope you're having a good old day. I hope you're having a good time with Tarkov. You've been having a good wipe so far, and that things have been just swell for you. Today, we got the TarkovTV number 7 podcast from Battlestate Games. It was basically a giant Q&A. I'm going to run you guys through it. I'm going to talk about all the questions and answers that were given and stated, and just get you guys recapped on what happened today. Let's get into it. Okay, so on this Tarkov TV, we actually did not get any leaks or any, screenshots of new stuff coming out or anything like that. It was literally just a Q&A. So we're going to dive right into it and start with the first question that Nikita got, and that was, what's with the flea market limitations? As you guys know, flea market is currently limited to level 20 and above. They have restricted it. It used to be level 10, and people are curious to know what's going on here. So the answer was they wanted to prolong early game wipe, and that's honestly exactly what they've done with this change. It has taken me a lot longer to get out of the early levels. I've had to do a lot more searching for things instead of buying my way through quests, and it's been really enjoyable, to be honest with you. But so flea market level 20 is doing exactly as they intended, creating a longer early game in Tarkov. Question, will there be an area in hideout for the flea market? So some kind of area you go to in your hideout to actually access the flea market, or even, a station you have to craft to be able to get access in the first place to the flea market. Nikita said that was actually the plan a long time ago, and it is still planned, but they're nowhere near doing that just yet. So eventually there will be something having to do with the flea market in your hideout. Question, what's going on with the Unity 2019 migration? Answer, it's going, we're working on it. It'll be on the ETS servers first, which are the test servers. So whenever that gets announced, you can hop on over to the test server and try out the new Unity engine if that's your jam, but looks like they're still just making progress, and it is not ready just yet. Question, do you plan on tweaking the karma system? Answer, everything is still questionable at this point. They like the results they're seeing. They're seeing more scav on scav cooperation. They have already adjusted plenty of errors and bugs having to do with scav karma to help make it a better experience, but they're just kind of taking it day by day and seeing what happens. I personally feel they need to tweak a little bit more the scav karma. So far, my experience with being a scav has been every time I come across a player scav, I feel inclined to kill them before they can kill me. My very first raid of this wipe, I went in as a player scav. I wiggled at another player scav and he just shot me. I lost everything I had and I got nothing for it. And it just kind of made me think to myself, I don't really care about scav karma until I get done with my, questing, because right now I need money, I need items, I need questing. After I'm done with all that, then I'll come in as a scav and try and be friendly once I have nothing else to do. So I do think it needs a little bit of tweaking. Question, will you add more scav event exfils? So such things as, scav and PMC cooperative exfils, stuff like that. And the answer, yes, they do want to do something in the future with more dynamic scav extracts. Question, when is VoIP coming? Answer, hopefully in 12.12. So I said that VoIP would be very helpful in the scav karma business, because you could actually talk to your fellow scavs and try and barter with them, try and reason with them, and remind them, hey, don't kill me, think about the scav karma. So hopefully we're getting VoIP in 12.12. That is Nikita's current plan. I'm excited for it. Can't wait to see what that leads. Question, will you allow us to store some parts of upgrades in hideouts? So it's been brought up recently. Say you need 15 wires to upgrade a certain hideout component and you have 14. Well, those 14 have to stay in your inventory and they just have to sit there. What would be more efficient is if we could store the 14 in the hideout, so that way when we get that last one, we put it in and the upgrade begins, instead of it taking up space in our actual stash. That is actually planned, and I'm very excited for this one. It's gonna be a really nice quality of life change. It's probably not gonna be as helpful to us now in this wipe, seeing as how we're all progressing along with our hideout upgrades steadily, but next wipe it should be a breeze and a dream to have to be able to store all the different parts in the hideout instead of holding on to them, filling up your stash, cluttering it up. Question, any plan changes to recoil? Right now the single and burst fire meta are not viable due to the way that the gun jerks up and recoils due to every first shot. So basically, to further explain this, whenever you full auto, there's an initial amount of recoil, and then your PMC kind of auto compensates and keeps it steady after the first shots. But when you're single tap firing something, you're actually doing kind of the worst thing you can, because every time you start firing a gun and then stop and then start again, that initial burst of recoil will be back. Whereas when you hold down the trigger, it auto compensates. When you single or burst fire, it kicks kicks every time you fire. And so this question was asking, do you plan on changing that aspect of the game to make single and burst more viable? Nikita said planned tweaks are in the future. For the most part, the recoil system is staying as is, but they will tune individual guns to help buff them and maybe fix this kind of problem with the single and burst not being viable. But I wouldn't hold your breath. It seems like if this is ever going to come, it's going to be a long time away. Question, what's with the long matching times? Answer, we broke 255 concurrent users. The game is basically too popular. Our servers are on fire. I mean, that's not exactly what he said, but the answer here is the long matching times are due to the massive amount of players playing the game. Sorry, not sorry. They know they need more servers. They're aware. Question, daily or weekly events to get Fence reputation up? Nikita said, hey, that's not a bad idea. They'll think about it. Question, link and filter by item for traders only. So right now the link search and the filter search feature on items is limited to the flea market only. Once you unlock flea, you can link search something to see what goes on that part, or you can filter to see all the parts available. What people are asking for is the ability to do this before you unlock the flea and to have it be linked to the traders specifically. So you can link search a gun and see what traders you have currently, what they will give you that will fit on that gun. Just a quality of life upgrade to use that really awesome feature before you hit the flea. They said that is planned completely. They want to add that definitely. Question, any plans for more hideout upgrades, adding more stations, adding more tiers of current stations, etc.? Answer, they do want to add more eventually. Question, any more traders? And now this is what kind of blew my mind, and I am just eagerly awaiting to see how this is going to go. Nikita said that on Lighthouse, whenever Lighthouse does come out, there is going to be a trader stationed on Lighthouse in the physical flesh. It will be extremely hard to get to, but it will be worth your time. So instead of having the trader in the menu like we have now, this particular trader will be an actual NPC in the game on Lighthouse. And I'm just dying to see how this is going to go. This seems like a bunch of work, new menus, new like features that we have yet to ever see in a game that will have to be in to make this happen. So I'm excited for it. We'll just have to wait and see. Next question, suburbs and town have been on the map for a while, but we haven't really heard about them. What's going on with that? Answer, they're confirmed DLC maps. We actually got told that streets, Lighthouse, and terminal will be the last maps they put in the base game, and then suburbs and town will be DLC. Remember, if you have EOD, you've been promised access to free DLC, so you should be covered there. That is something people often forget about. EOD gives you access to future DLC. So if you ever do want to upgrade to EOD before the game actually releases and they eventually take away or change the EOD bonuses, do that now. Question, are we going to get any more container events like the locked container event we had at the end of last wipe? Answer, core gameplay is pretty much settled as far as containers go, so they don't really feel like they need to do too much. We've gotten used to the containers the way they are now, and they're pretty much going to keep it the same, but they do want to add like special containers that may have barter only items inside, or you can put barter only items inside. For example, maybe a container that's bigger than a Kappa but only holds meds or something like that. They do want to experiment with more different types of containers that do different types of things. Question, the Obdo boss event was cool. Anything more coming? Answer, all the events they did were for testing and they feel like they got really good feedback. There's nothing planned as far as events go right now, but I expect we're going to see more stuff like this in the future. It seemed to be pretty much overwhelmingly loved by the community and the devs for that matter. Question, will the flea ever change from the way it is now? Answer, the flea makes the game easier and we are not against that. The flea is an ongoing development and most likely something else will change in the future, and they never plan to remove the flea market entirely. It's too big of a gameplay mechanic that they work too hard to implement. So we can expect to maybe get more changes to the flea in the future, but it's never going to go away completely. So honestly, everyone should just stop saying that. And the last question we got was Scar? Answer, hopefully in 12.12. They're sorry they couldn't get it to us earlier. This gun I'm super excited for. I've always loved it in every game that had it, and I'm sure I'm gonna love it in Tarkov too. But yeah, that's basically the entire Q&A. We didn't get, a whole lot, but I am excited for a few little bits like the Lighthouse NPC trader. That honestly just blew me away, and I'm excited to see where that goes. But guys, that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed. Give it a thumbs up if you did, thumbs down if you didn't. Subscribe to the channel because we put out a ton of Tarkov content, and don't forget I am a partner Twitch streamer over at twitch.tv/finestxi. Links for that are down below. Come hit the follow button and say hello sometime. That being said, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one.